Okay, hello guys. Today's topic is about the trigonometry 3, okay? And we're just talking about the sine rule and the area, okay? So let's move into the first part about labeling the long right angle triangles, okay? So here you can find this is not a right angle triangle, right? Here is a very normal, like here is a triangle ABC, okay? So most of the time we're just using the opposite side as a smaller letter of the angle, okay? So maybe here you can find this a capital letter A representing for the angle A, and the opposite side is smaller a, okay? And this is angle B, and the opposite side is smaller b, okay? And this is for the angle C. This is for smaller side C, okay? That is it. So we can say here the angles represented for the capital letters and the side means lowercase letters, okay? So here, this is the formula that we need that the area equals to a half times height times base, right? Okay. So here you can just trying to using another method to draw it. Okay. So for example, like here, maybe here we can say like the area can be represented as the C times H times a half, right? But here we can say H also can represent for the A or the sine A times B, right? Because we knew that, sorry for that. Okay, H representing for sine A times B because we knew that sine A equals to H over B, right? Okay. So here we can say like the area of triangle can be written as a half times height times base, or also can be written as a half times sine A times B times C, okay? Here is a formula right here, okay? A half times sine A times B times C, okay? So we said that this is a formula of the triangle, okay? And also, if you just using the B, you can written the area as a half times sine B times A times C. Also, you can just try to draw this perpendicular line, okay? So you can say area also can be written as a half times sine C times A times B, okay? We can find each two adjacent side. Here we have an angle between them. Okay, so using sine angle times these two sides and then times a half means area of the triangle. Okay, that is for this problem. So here, a half times AB times sine C is a formula. Okay, also you can set like two adjacent sides product then times like the angles between them. Okay. So here, for example, like here we have side are 5 centimeter and 8 centimeter, fine, and also the angle between them is 30 degree, okay? So you can set area equals to half times the two adjacent sides product and then times sine 30 degree, okay? So they can be written as a half times 5 times 8 times sine 30 degree, okay? The final answer here is for 10 centimeter square, okay? That is for area of the triangle. And here we just introduce another rules about the sine rule. Okay, so we can say here, for a single side A over the adjacent angle, of the angle sine A. Okay, that is A over sine A can be written as B over sine B equals to C over sine C. Or you can also choose in another way to represent for that. We can just put in the sine A as a numerator and A as a denominator. Okay, so here is sine A over A and sine B over the sine B equals to sine C over C. Okay, so you can just try to using the like here, like you can draw a circle and here is a radius. Okay, sorry, the diameter. Here is a central point L. Okay, so if you're just trying to draw an angle A, like here, you just to put a triangle ABC into this. Okay, here is A, B, C. Okay. So now you can just try to draw a graph as here. You just first trying to, sorry for that. Okay. As we already know in the circle, here is a right angle, okay? And angle B can be represented for angle B right here, okay? So we can say here, maybe for this is side B, right? So B over sine B, you can find here, B over sine B equals to the radius, diameter AB dot, here is for two radius, right? Okay. Also, if you can just understand it for angle C, you can also just trying to use another method to represent for this. You can draw this. This is for angle C, right? So C over the sine C equals to also AB dot, that is 2 radius, okay? So all this value equals to 2 radius, so they're the same, okay? That is how to prove the sine rule, okay? And here, as a working example for how to understanding or how to find your side, okay? Here we have two angles, 40 degree and 65 degree, and here is 12 centimeter, okay? So you can just reason the rules like 12 over sine 40 degree equals to x over sine 65 degree, okay? So finally, you can just calculate this as x equals to 12 times sine 65 degree or divided by sine 30 degree, okay? So final answer equals to 16.9 centimeter, okay? This is this answer. And for this question, if you want to try to draw this angle theta, okay, so then you can using the rules like here, sine theta, okay, over 9, okay, sorry, sine theta over 7, okay. And here you can set, you can just try to using this angle as 180 minus 50 minus theta, right? This is 130 theta degree minus theta equals to 100, sorry, sine 130 degree minus theta over the 9 centimeter, okay? So finally, you can just try to using a calculator to calculate the values, okay? So finally, you can find theta approximately equals to 80 degree, okay? And here, also a deliberate practice for you. If you want to try on yourself, you can pause the video and then do yourself. But if you want to follow with me, you can keep on going, okay? So maybe for first problem, here we have AB side equals to 8 centimeter and AC side equals to 11 centimeter and angle A equals to 42 degree. Okay, so you can just try to draw this graph as ABC. So here AC equals to 11, angle A equals to 42 degree and AB equals to 8 centimeter. Okay, so you can set here, if you want to try to calculate the area, that is a half times 2 side, 8 times 11 times sine 42 degree. Okay, this is for first problem. And for second problem here, you can say, like in the triangle PQR, angle P equals to 35 degree and angle Q equals to 82 degree. So once we know that QR equals to 10, this is the opposite side of the 35 degree, right? Calculate the length of PR. So you can say PR over sine 82 degree equals to the 10 over sine 35 degree, okay? Then you can just calculate the value or the length of PR, okay? That is for problem 2. And for problem 3, in XYZ, okay, so in XYZ, you can just try to draw this triangle XYZ, XY equals 15 centimeter, and YZ equals to 12, and Z equals 65 degree. If you want to find the angle of X, you can also using the sine rules, right? That is for 15 over sine 65 degree equals to the 12 over sine X. Okay, so then you can set sine X equals to, like here is for 4 over 5 times sine 65 degree. Okay, that is it. And for the problem 4, you can say here the triangle has an area. We first knew the area that is for 40 centimeters squared. And we have two sides, 10 centimeter and 9 centimeter, okay? So you can say here the area can be represented for half times 10 times 9, then times the sine A, okay, equals to 40, okay? And you can then calculate the A, okay? And we also knew that the sine A, we can just try to calculate to other possible values. Okay, that is it. Okay, so this is for this problem. Hope you can just try to understand for this. This is very important. Okay, so that's for today's our lesson. See you next time. Bye.